Hey guys, what is going on? And welcome back to another episode of our Road to Glory career mode with St. Pauli. This is episode number 64. And we start today's episode off with an academy update here, so you can see how our players are currently getting on in our youth team right now. Emmanuel Diao, Romain Willems, and Jules LeBlanc look like three very decent young players to promote from our academy when we feel like it. Although, to be honest, I don't really know when to promote them as right now. We're really playing well in the league, and it would kind of be pointless to promote them. Don't know where to get much first team football, so we'll keep them in the academy for the time being, but they are the three standouts right now. Look at the squad report as well, as we've now entered December, and you'll see, look at the standings in just a moment's time as well. And a question for you guys today as well: who should we look to sign in the January transfer window? Now, there's 1 month to go until the transfer window opens. In fact, it's going to open in the very next episode tomorrow. So let me know who you guys think we should try and sign the January transfer window. What positions you think need strengthening in the window? Let me know, comment below, give me some suggestions. We've got about £8 million in our budget right now. We're probably going to sell 1 or 2 players, such as Justin Bido, probably going to lead the club, possibly Dudziak as well. So let me know in the comment section down below what players we should look to sign in the January transfer window of around 10 to 12 million pounds. I would say that's about our budget going into January. Still a squad report though, you can see how the players currently going on. Of course, El Toro is still injured right now, but still looking pretty decent. Most of the players are improving in their attributes. Look at the league table as well. That's the most important thing right now. Top of the table with 11 wins from our first 12 games. 8 points clear of second place Bayern Munich and 13 clear of third place Schalke. We've had an amazing start to the season. We are into the round of 16 of the Deutsche Pokal, taking on Borussia Mönchengladbach. You'll see that tie today, and also the games to spare in the Champions League with guaranteed qualification and top the group as well. But of course, in the last episode, we extended our unbeaten run to 14 games and also 4 wins in a row as well. But it wasn't all plain sailing. We won those 3 games by 1-0 scorelines, and of course, we were struggling to create chances and play well until I decided to change formation and make my own crazy custom one, which is a 2-5-3. So in today's episode, we make it official. The formation becomes part of the St. Pauli sort of club philosophy here. It's now a formation that we have in our team sheets ready to use when we like. I've made the 2-5-3, and it's a crazy custom formation. It really is. It's so top heavy, it's so attack minded, so adventurous, but this is the St. Pauli way. This is what we do. We look for goals, we don't care about defending, we just want to score as much as possible. So we've made a crazy custom formation, the 2-5-3, and I thought I was going to aptly name it the Unstoppable as well. In the last episode, as part of the poll, I did say this formation was too unstoppable, because it is. We've won our 2 games playing with it this season, so I thought I'll call it the Unstoppable. I think that's quite a good name for it, because we may not be impenetrable with this formation. In fact, we should concede quite a few goals with it, but we should be unstoppable when going forward. We're a 2-5-3 formation and should score a lot of goals. So I've made that custom formation. It's official now. It's part of the St. Pauli philosophy, and hopefully it's going to see us rack up a lot more goals for St. Pauli, even more than we scored so far this season, and we'll continue to keep on winning games as well. Still, for the first game of today's episode, we travel away from home to Munich to take on 1860 Munich at the Allianz Arena as we look for our 12th win of the Bundesliga season so far and aim to extend our lead at the top of the table against 1860's rivals Bayern Munich.
There's no doubt that the visitors come here not just hoping for victory, but expecting it when you look at their away record, which is the outstanding one in this league.
Yeah, 5 wins in 6 games is nothing to be sniffed at, and their counter-attacking football at times has been superb.
And of course, coming into this game right now on a very long unbeaten run, 14 games in all competitions, dating back to that 2-1 defeat to Bayern Munich, funny enough, here at the Allianz Arena. I didn't want to lose once again here though, and just 13 minutes in, we had the perfect start to the game. Yusuf Poulsen firing us in front and making it 1-0. It was a lovely ball by Moses to pick out Poulsen just inside the area, and it's a great finish after he takes his time, takes it around the last man, and finesses it into the far corner for his 12th goal in the Bundesliga already. Now, last season, of course, he ended up finishing with 10 goals, I think it was, or possibly 9. This year, already got more though, 12 for the season so far, and we're not even a halfway point right now. He is going for the Golden Boot this year after El Toro won it last season with 20, and as things stand right now, he's on pace to surpass El Toro's 20 last season and get even more than that. So, great start for Poulsen, great start for us, 1 goal up in the game and already looking good. Poulsen then hit the post a few minutes later possession, it was still 1-0, but to be honest, we were looking so good in this game. It was the first game starting with this formation. I was wondering how we'd do starting with this 2-5-3. Well, in the end, the answer was pretty obvious. We were going to play very well, because we're familiar using this formation. We used it twice in the last 3 games in the last episode. I said I tried it out before last season, the year before that as well. Not in Season 1, but in Seasons 2 and Season 3, switching to a 2-5-3 when we've struggled to create chances. And as you can see, already 2 goals up here. Thomas Olivier Amang tapped in a rebound goal just past the half an hour mark to make it 2-0. We really were looking unstoppable in the first half, and that's the reason for the name of this formation. We are just too hard to stop, and because of how many attacking pieces we've got in this puzzle, we are always going to be looking for more goals every single minute of every single game, regardless of the scoreline. So it was still 2-0, 50 minutes to go. Paulson should have bagged his brace there, but I shot that shot off target, and it was still 2-0. With 8 minutes to go, though, how about this for our third goal to wrap the points up? Tony Valena, who I've said over the past couple of episodes is playing his best football in a St. Pauli shirt right now, confirms that with his best goal in a St. Pauli shirt so far in the series. Bailey tries his luck with a nice little flick over his head. It was headed away, but straight to our Dutch midfielder, who takes one touch and then with a weaker right foot levers one into the top corner. Ortega may have seen it late, but can't get anywhere close to it. An amazing strike by the former Feyenoord man. He gets his second goal of the season in the Bundesliga already, and it's 3-0 for St. Pauli, and the points are wrapped up in style. So great finish by Valena, and a really lovely goal from distance. So 3-0 the final score, a fantastic win in our first game starting with this custom formation, and I've got to say, I think we are going to play so well with it, and I really do believe this is the formation we should keep for the majority of the season. Yes, switch back to the 3-5-2 from time to time, possibly in games against bigger clubs who we feel we're going to struggle against defensively, such as the likes of Bayern Munich and the better teams in this division, and also in Europe as well when we play in the Champions League knockout stages. But I think in those sort of games, the 2-5-3 is certainly the formation we should look to play, because defensively we're yet to concede using that formation this season. It's now 3 wins in 3 and 3 clean sheets in 3 with just 2 at the back, and it's because in FIFA 17, just like in FIFA 16, conceding goals is actually quite difficult. You don't concede that many goals year in year out, at least in my experience. I've said before, I've broken so many clean sheet records and best defensive league teams records, if you will, best defensive team ever in a league's history. If you're counting like real life records, because it's really easy to defend in this game and in the last game as well. So even despite playing a 2 at the back formation, I genuinely don't fear any fear whatsoever. Like, I really don't feel as though we're going to be under much pressure. So I think in these sort of games, the 2-5-3 should certainly be used to make the most of our fantastic attacking prowess we've got here with St. Pauli. Still, for the second game of today's episode, just before that we had an a youth scouting report there from our 2 scouts based in Ivory Coast and Belgium. Those were the final 2 scout reports of the 9-month mission. So very soon I'll be letting you guys choose the next 2 countries we scout with Torben Fischer and Marcus Falker, and we should look for some new talents. But I'll tell you this right now, Belgium and Ivory Coast, I'm definitely going back there in FIFA 18. We have picked up so many great talents for our academy from those 2 nations, and our scouts have done a great job this time around. Still, for the second game of for today, we're doing the take on Ajax here at the Amsterdam Arena in Amsterdam in the 6th and final Champions League group stage game. Of course, this game meant nothing for us though, even if we were to lose it 56-0, because we'd already guaranteed qualification to the knockout stages and finishing first in the group as well. So I rested all my players, I gave opportunities to fringe players, and the player that took full advantage just 5 minutes in was one of our new signings who has started off so well in limited minutes. He's got his 4th goal for the club already. It's Mario Gomez. You heard the music, you knew who it was. Gomez heading in a Jeremy Dudziak cross after some nice work down the left hand side of skill moves. He makes it 1-0 to St. Pauli, and we led going into the break. So I didn't really care what happened in this game. Of course, we'd already guaranteed qualification and finishing first place as well. So I didn't really mind what happened, but of course I still want to win. I want to win every single game. So 1-0 St. Pauli. Gomez puts us in front with his 4th goal of the year. In the second half, Ajax had one chance. Sebastian Hahn made a pretty decent save there as our potential to be special free agent goalkeeper turned that shot behind for a corner. But it also had a game would finish 1-0 in a very uneventful game. Not much really happened in this one at all. So 2 at the back, 3 at the back. Hell, we could play 1 at the back, and I'm pretty confident we keep on keeping on getting clean sheets. That's now 6 wins in a row, 16 games in all competitions undefeated. undefeated, only one defeat this season so far, and we end our Champions League group topping it with 5 wins and 1 draw. The 1 draw, funny enough, coming against the only team that failed to win a game in this group, Besiktas, who finished in 4th with a wooden spoon, and Ajax finished in 2nd. We finished top, and we go through to the knockout stages in what was in the end a very routine group campaign for us. I said at the start of the group, this is our first year in the Champions League. We might struggle to get out the group. We might have to settle for a 2nd place finish. We walked it. I mean, we genuinely just casually strolled to top spot with a game to spare, and we could have and should have done it with 2 games to spare had we beaten Besiktas, which we should have done. So yeah, very, very surprised how routine it was, but I don't really care, to be honest. We go through, that's the most important thing, and you'll see in the next episode who we'll be facing in the Champions League round of 16 in our first ever knockout games in Europe's Premier competition. Still, for the third of 4 games today, we'll return back to the Milan Tour and back in the Bundesliga for our 3rd game today and our 2nd league game today as well, taking on Freiburg, a place where our rejects seem to be playing right now. Christopher Butchman, Zhang Yuning, Rio Miechi, and now the latest one, Lasse Sobiech, have all joined Freiburg from us, and it was almost one of our former strikers that gave Freiburg the lead in this game. Just 5 minutes in, we revert back to the 2-5-3 in this game. Zhang Yuning hitting the post from range there on a first-time volley as the ball smacked the woodwork and went behind for a goal kick. But I still felt very confident coming into this game and getting the win. We were 11 points clear going into the game. I was hoping to make it 14 points clear come the end of the game, and would have started the game as well, because despite Zhang hitting the post from range, we would open the scoring 20 minutes in, and there were no surprises for the guy that got the goal. Yusuf Poulsen doing it once again. 13 goals for our Danish striker, and number 9 has just been unstoppable like our formation right now. 13 goals already. I mean, he's been unbelievable. And it was St. Pauli 1, Freiburg 0. Very easy goal as well. Freiburg gave the ball away and trying to pass out from the back, and we took full advantage. We should make it 2-0, 23 minutes in as well. Yusuf Poulsen's strike looked to be going in, but a combination of Schwallow, the goalkeeper, and a Freiburg defender deflected the ball behind for a corner, and it was still 1-0. Freiburg had played alright in the first half, and I wasn't surprised that in the second half they could have equalised late on through Christopher Butchman, another former St. Pauli player, getting on the end of this cross, but heading it wide of the post and behind for a goal kick. So it was still 1-0, and to be honest, they played just as good as us in this game. We were still up by a goal, but their problem was quite simple. They just could not hit the target. We hit the bar just before stoppage time. Charities deflected effort, hitting the top of the crossbar and eventually getting put behind for a corner. And then from 2 Leon Bailey corners, we had good chances prevented from finding the back of the net. First, Colin Kadira's header, well saved by Schwallow, and then Yusuf Poulsen's header going over the bar and bristling the roof of the net. But it was how the game would finish. St. Pauli 1, Freiburg 0, so notch up another victory for the Buccaneers. It's now 6 in a row and 17 games unbeaten for the boys from the Milan Tour. Another win for St. Pauli keeps us top of the table by several points. And I said this season I want us to win some silverware. I said we can't afford to slip up this year. Last year that was our problem, because you know Bayern don't slip up. We need to make sure we keep on winning every single game. And right now I couldn't ask for much more. It's 13 wins in 14 games for St. Pauli. Rodolfo Hara is returning from injury. Everything's coming up Millhouse right now for the Buccaneers, and it's about bloody time as well. I mean, last season we really did choke. We were top of the table for quite a while. We were playing well, then we lost to Bayern, they leapfrogged us, and we just never got back into the title race. But this season we are determined to make sure we don't let that happen. We stay top of the table by a long distance, and bar a total collapse, I would say right now we are considered strong favourites to win the title despite how good Bayern are. So I don't want to be overconfident, don't want to jinx it, because I know I do that quite a lot, and I know that throughout FIFA 17, not just with St. Pauli, but with St. Johnston as well, and Dortmund too, back in Middlesbrough and Dortmund save, I've thrown away a lot of leads at the top of the table, but I'm hopeful this season we are not going to do it with St. Pauli. We have played so well, and we're looking unstoppable with the unstoppable formation. Still, for the 4th and final game of today's episode, we will take on Borussia Mönchengladbach in the Deutsche Pokal round of 16. So just like against Ajax, decided to switch back to the 3-5-2 for this game and play a weakened side. One player that did start the game though was Mario Gomez in red hot form whenever he plays for St. Pauli, and it took just 5 minutes for him to storm into the box and win a penalty after Nico Schultz took him down as he was about to pull the trigger and find the back of the net. But he just prolonged the inevitable really though, Schultz. He just prolonged the inevitable, because we knew that as Gomez would stand up for the penalty from 12 yards, he was always going to find the back of of the net, and that's exactly what he did. Simple route to the spot as the ball smashes into the roof of the net, and Mario Gomez scores once again. It is 5 goals in all competitions already for the veteran striker, and he may be decreasing in stats, but just like David Villa back in Season 2, he's still banging the goals in, and that's the most important thing. There were some raised eyebrows when I signed Mario Gomez on a pre-contract last season in January. You guys were saying, what are you doing? What is the point? Well, I told you, we need someone that's going to be a reliable source of goals, and Mario Gomez is as reliable as it gets. 5 goals already in limited minutes, and 5 soon became 6, because 28 minutes in, we had a corner, whipped it into the centre, and Gomez isn't just lethal with his feet, but also with his head as well. He gets on the end of the Neudecker delivery, loops it over the goalkeeper as it nestles into the bottom corner, and we were already 2 goals up 30 minutes in. I may as well have kept on playing the song there. It didn't take long before we played it again. Mario Gomez makes it 2-0 to St. Pauli, and despite Mönchengladbach dominating possession in the first half and having a 97% pass accuracy at the break, they weren't doing anything with it. And I've said this before, this is the problem with the offline game this year and also last year as well. It doesn't play well due to the new gameplay changes that EA have made, because the opponent teams always prioritize possession and pass accuracy over chances. So we were 2 goals up, they were dominating possession, but who cared? We were 2 goals up, it doesn't matter. And in stoppage time, Gomez on for the hat-trick, but instead left it for Lundin, and Eric Lundin got his first goal for the club as Latan's regen wrapped up the game with just seconds to go and made it 3-0 to St. Pauli. So St. Pauli 3, Borussia Mönchengladbach 0. We were already through at that point. We knew Mönchengladbach weren't getting back into it because they just weren't shooting. They weren't looking to score. They just kept on passing the ball around and thinking, this is good enough for us. And from that moment there, we were going through. I wanted Gomez to go back to the ball there after he lost it after the slide tackle and hurdled the challenge. But instead, he was too selfless. He said, no, I've scored 2 goals. That's enough for me tonight. I'm old enough now. I've scored enough goals. I'll let the kid get his first goal. But Mario Gomez was still, of course, my man of the match. A fantastic display. 2 goals. Helped create our third as well, as Latan's regen is off the mark with his first St. Pauli goal, as we won it by 3 goals to 0. So Mönchengladbach won a possession battle. They had 92% pass accuracy, but who cares? We are through to the quarterfinals of the Deutsche Pokal, and just like Season 2, I'm targeting a good cup run where possibly we could end up making the final once again, and hopefully if we do this season, we'll go one step further and actually win the thing. But that will end today's episode of the Road to Glory Career Mode, guys, so a big thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did enjoy today's episode, then please do consider leaving a like, as likes are of course very much appreciated, and it would help the channel out as well. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic Saturday, and I'll see you for the next episode of our RTG, where the transfer window will open very soon.